Okie dokie. Okay, wow, look at this, everybody. It's bubble mode. Hold on, let's just double check. Thank you very much. Oh no, this telly's still on. Let me just double check that I'm not doubling my audio. I'm not doubling my audio. Hello everybody, how you doing? This is a wonderful start to the stream, isn't it? Goodness me, bubbles happening everywhere. Thank you very much, folks. Bomega Man, how you doing? Thanks very much. Can you hear and see me nicely? Bomega Man, thank you very, very much. It's only beneath the headphones as well. Beneath the headphones, thank you very, very much. Happy birthday, you absolute legend. Thanks for being an absolute pioneer of Twitch. Based Fun and Bubbles, thank you very much. Beneath the headphones. Sorry, we've got a slight... This is happening as well. Oh my god, we've got like a big globule of bubbles. And thank you very much. Oh my god, it's all coming in thick and fast here, everybody. Hello. Hello, folks. How you doing? So, what's happening is, what the vibe is here, look, the bubble gun's all drippy. You've made my bubble gun all drippy, folks. The vibe is that, for whatever reason, I've came back to streaming. Well, I know the reason for coming back to streaming is because it's bloody brilliant. However, Chameleon, how you doing? Welcome in, thank you very much. This camera's not working. Just cause. So, I have turned it off, right? Done what you think you should do. Turn it off, give it a wee amount of time, then just came back in and tried out again as if it was all working brilliant, and it wasn't all working brilliant. VSVN, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How's it going? VSVN. Thank you very much, everybody. Listen, can I have a secret? Can I share a secret with you? I'm doing what Scroobius Pip did, right? Which is technically a bit iffy when it comes to being honest, right? My birthday isn't today, it was on the 21st, but hopefully you don't refund all your subs. So it isn't actually my birthday today, but it was my birthday. So, do you know what I mean? Technically it's all fine. Technically that's all legitimate and above board, isn't it? Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? Flower but Granarius, that better no be that Satan that you're having here, Granarius. Glaswegian's birthday's on the 21st of August as well. That is amazing. We're best pals, aren't we? Are you worried that all your bot viewers are gone now? Aye. Well, apparently they've added the bot viewers. Chevrolet, how you doing, Chevrolet? Thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How's it going? Well, I start from the bottom. Here, listen. See, when I'm doing this, it's very important that you do the following. See, at the start of my stream, what I would like more than anything for my birthday present is for you to share any good news. So if you've got any good news, big or small, please stick it in the chat. My good news is that Terrible Clint has just subbed, and it means that I need to look at this guy here with Fish for Hands. Thank you very much, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going? How's it even going? Screwiest Pip says I was 2 days out. Stop the slander. Happy birthday. Well, it was technically not slander, just shots fired. Also, what I was trying to do was diminish my own crimes by affiliate you first. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody loves Scroobius Pip. So if I'm like, oh, I did what Pip did, everybody's like, well, it can't be that bad. Spread the gill, that's exactly it. Mary Biscuits, yep. Mary Biscuits knows. Mary Biscuits clever. Mary Biscuits knows the strategies. Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? Bobby China. Well, listen. See, my usual setup is via this camera here. Okay. However, my camera isn't working just because life is hellish. Carivore, thanks for this. Thanks for this, Carivore. Just cause streaming's dead hellish, isn't it? The camera just it's refusing to work, and so what's happening is I'm using my phone, right? But there's Cudder. Hiya Cudder, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. But what the vibe is that Bobby China has just subbed, right? And it looks like Bobby China is a brand new subscriber. And on this channel, what I like to do when my camera is working is zoom in and give every brand new subscriber a bit of one-on-one eye contact. There's Scroobius Pip right there. There he is there. The birthday liar himself. And so what it is Bobby China, is that for every new subscriber, you get a wee bit of one-on-one eye contact. So, Bobby China, this is your one-on-one eye contact, and could everybody else please look away now? Okay, everybody can look back, and what a thing to look back at. Hey, nice wee cat. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, so today, hold on, I think we can maybe put the phone down now, because everybody will be getting a wee bit motion sick. In good news, I have found out that my phone is, this new phone setup that I've got streams fine. Turns out it's just motion JPEG that I needed to do, and now it works fine. In addition to that, what I'm going to do is plug this in here. I'm just problem solving, man. I'm problem solving all day, every day, all the time. Okay. Patchimus, how you doing? Thank you very much, Patchimus. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you very, very much. Listen, in a wee minute, I'm going to have a look at what your good news is. But before I do that, I would like to say thank you very, very much to Bomega Man, Beneath the Headphones, MIG Williams, Chameleon, VSVN Louis, Flower Buffet, Granarius, Shiver88, Terrible Clint, Left to My Own Device, Carivore. Carivore says, happy birthday, big man. Hope you get some nice slippers and assorted Werther's originals, or at least a bag of cheese off some guy on a street corner. Thank you, Carivore. Pretty sure that wasn't cheese. I was chatting to Dando actually just a few days ago. Rachel and I were in town, and I happened to be outside. This won't dox Dando, you know where Dando lives. I happened to be outside Dando's flat, so I took a video looking at her window, and I was like, go fuck yourself, and sent it to her. And she really liked it. Scroobius Pip, thank you very much for subbing. Cutter, thank you very much for subbing. Bobby China, as previously mentioned, thank you very much for subbing. 87 Roll Duke, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. Happy birthday. This setup feels like somebody's about to start asking if anybody's into Westlife. Aye, it's a bit of a setup, isn't it? It is pure late night party chat, but that's a vibe that I like to cultivate. Maybe I should start streaming at like 3 in the morning. Maybe I should. Cudder, thank you very much for subbing. Scroobius Pip, thank you very much for subbing. Bobby China, 87 Roll Duke, how you doing? Welcome in, thank you for subbing. Wizard Patchimus, Rudders, Kiriami, and Lucy Kelly, thank you very much, everybody. In just a second, we will get... Kiriami, I wonder why your profile picture's not loaded here. I think I've got that many bloody subs. We've broke the system. Will Lucy Kelly's stuff come up? Aye, there you go, cool. Listen, everybody, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How yous doing? How yous all doing? Can I just say, I've had a brutal time over the past week. And everything's been pure shite. So, I want to say thank you very much for welcoming me back on Twitch in like such a nice, brilliant way. So thank you very much, everybody. There he is, the big man, B. Dolan, man. There he is there. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Just been a series of things. But everything's actually fine at the end of the day. Do you know Sprunky? I don't, Red Wizard. I'm going to maybe stop reading out YouTube comments. Do you know what I mean? Because not to like... group of people all together, because that's bigotry, isn't it? But see, for the most part, the YouTube comments are humming, man. Two Crooked Fingers, how you doing? Hello, boss man. Hello, boss man. And also, hello. Okay. I've been invited to something called an Enigma Coffee Catch-Up. But I'm not working today, so I won't be going for that. Two Crooked Fingers, B. Dolan, Lucy Kelly, Kiriami, Rudders, and Patchimus, and Roll Duke. Thank you very much, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going? And also, how's it going? And welcome in at the same time. Are you still listening to music? Yeah. Can I just say, I'm really glad I don't receive these as a blast in the face anymore. I can't believe I put up with that for so long. Oh no, my CRT television just got smashed. Oh no, that's my brand new CRT television, and it appears to just, a bad boy's throwing a stone at it, and it's just, oh no, wait a wee minute, it's Filmo there, has just done a prank. Filmo, thanks very much. Cosmic Muse, thank you very much. Happy belated birthday. Sub for your happy belated birthday. Thank you very much. Welcome in, Cosmic Muse. Is that you? Cool. It's good putting a face to a name, because there's loads of names in here and I hardly ever know what everybody looks like. No caps, please. Last warning. Cudder, are you okay modding Pip? Cosmic Muse, Filmo, thank you, both of yous. And Jody the Demon Pig, thank you very much. Thanks for always coming back. You're an inspiration to me as someone with ADHD who's sometimes inconsistent but tries to at least be persistent instead. Jody the Demon Pig, thank you. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you. I've just been a bit distracted, man. I've been heavy distracted with things, man. Things keep coming at me and I'm like, oh... But it's just life, isn't it? It's just real. Like today, went to go live, my camera's not working. See, just small stuff like that. But it's death by a billion paper cuts. But I've not been beat yet. Adapt and overcome, as they say, which is why right now I'm streaming on my phone. I'm sure if I did a courtesy computer restart, the camera would work and stuff, but I'm not doing that. Rudders, thanks for all these bits. Thank you very, very much. Welcome in, how's it going? Listen, I've got a new vibe for you, right? Got a brand new setup, And the setup involves, oh my goodness, we're on a hype train level 6. Thank you very much for that. So check out this setup, everybody, right? Know how quite often I am behind in the chat, and then people in the chat are like that. Oh, did somebody just prank me? Did somebody just prank me with a profile picture? I didn't see that. Was that yourself, Rudders? And I missed it? Oh, did I just get pranked and I missed it? That's a wee shame. I've not been beat yet. I now feel compelled to look at every single. So there's Funkle in. Funkle, how you doing? Still not a rubbish guy. I'm not a rubbish guy. I'm actually a what's the opposite of a rubbish guy? I'm like a cool guy. I am the cool guy here. Specky, what? You on about? Can I just say, Funkle, thank you very much for that. It's the nicest thing anybody's ever said about me. Thank you very, very much. Gold Boy Advance, thanks. Usually I've got a better setup, but my camera's not working today. So what you need to do, Gold Boy Advance, is bloody follow me. And then the next time I'm on, you will see an even better setup, mate. You'll see an even better setup. But thank you very much, Gold Boy Advance. Hello, Gibbs. Welcome in, Gibbs. Gibbs, how are you doing, Jobby? And also, thank you very much. See, Gibbs is a real G. Look at that. Well, you won't be able to see that, but there's an interesting effect of the CRT that's causing like a rainbow pattern. Anyway, you don't care about that. How's it going, everybody? Somehow it looks even speckier with glasses off. I think that's a CMB line, isn't it? CMB's got a bit in his stand-up about how he just has the aura of a specky bastard, even when his glasses aren't on. And it's right, man. See when he takes his glasses off? Tarantula Lansbury, how you doing? Welcome in. One of the best names on Twitch. How's it going? Welcome in. Thank you very, very much for subbing. How you doing? Brilliant times. The PFP game for just this channel is getting great, honestly. The only reason I changed to Fat Baby Vans. I'm glad I fixed this CRT setup. It took me a lot of stress and strain. But I'm glad yous are getting some cool stuff out of it. So, right, what the deal is I've got two chats. I'm trying to figure out, see, because my camera doesn't work. See, before I dive into this, or delve into it, I'm going to bring Delve back. I would like to just see if I can fix my camera really quickly. So if I turn off this camera, nah. Sometimes your camera doesn't work and that's just it. Anyway, so in lieu of the camera, we're delving, mate. We're delving, doing a bit of delving. Oh my goodness, a hype chest, whatever the fuck that is, has just happened. Spit the truth emote. What the fuck does that mean? There you go. For anybody who cares, your emote collection is now cluttered up with another wee one that you will never use. You'll never, ever, ever use that. And when you're looking for an emote that you do want to use, that'll just be in the way. So there you go. Thanks very much for contributing to that. Can't even tell what it is. Is it like some sort of animal licking like an aperture, like an orifice? Anyway, how's it going? Welcome in, and more importantly, how's it going? What I have prepared for you today are two chats at the same time. When I do this, it won't work correctly because I don't have my good camera, so just bear with me. Oh no, it's sort of working correctly. So this means that the last time I was streaming, the camera was also not working. So I might need to have a wee look. Regnormal, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How's it going? That's a cool wee illustration. I'm into that. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? I hope you're having a good time. So what we've got for you today is trying a new browser. And the browser can look kind of... I look different. Well, of course I look different. I'm in a different camera. I usually look far more flattering than this. So the idea is, do you know what? This isn't going to work. Jaggy, welcome in, Jaggy. Thank you very much for subbing, Jaggy. Are you doing good? Thank you very much for your Prime sub. Is that reminds me of early art school. Jaggy, welcome in, how's it going? Is that a blind drawing you've done? So look, we have got two chats. We've got two chats side by side. Chat on the left is where I am at in the chat. Thank you, Rolling Sausage. And the chat on the right is where you are in the chat. Do you know what I mean? So that's something, isn't it? A wee doodly drawing from probably early art school. Jaggy, it looks cool, man. It's made me want to make things. This is dripping. I just want to make sure it's not dripping on anything that is expensive. Got a couple of things to update you with. We had a house fire, and I have turned 39, and I've also made a thing that means that when I'm playing a game on my PlayStation, it updates the Twitch chat at the same time. So I'll tell you about all of those things through the course of the stream. However, what I would like to do now, everyone's alright. Everyone's actually alright. It was just a wee fire. Everyone's alright. It is a lot of updates. Let's start at the start. Hello, Rewild, Dale Fantas of Sweden, beneath headphones. Welcome in. How's it going? Thank you for all the birthday messages. So it was my birthday. I'm now 39 years old, which is kind of good because I thought I was 40. And it turns out I'm no 40, I'm just 39, so everything's alright for another year, man. Ian McLeod says, would it be true that American versions of SNES games perform better than PAL counterparts because they were programmed to run at 60Hz and not 50, or is that AI bullshit? Ian McLeod, I won't answer any questions about the SNES because I'm a Mega Drive loyalist. I'm not a loyalist about anything. I am Mega Drive loyal, right? So I'm not going to answer any questions about your Nintendo systems. Yes, it's Bland, how's it going? Welcome in. Just pop in today. Hiya, how's it going? Yes, it's Bland, how's it going? I'm a staunch Mega Drive person. That's exactly it. I've got tons of updates for you, everybody. But to answer your question, right, see on the Mega Drive, which I will just answer as if you've asked me for a Mega Drive. Also, I don't have any knowledge about SNES, but basically, see if you've got, exactly based on price, see if you've got Sonic 1 for a PAL system and Sonic 1 for an NTSC system. The NTSC version does run faster. You can even hear it in the music. The music's a lot faster. If you're playing Sonic, it's more difficult on an NTSC system than on a PAL system because PAL in the UK runs at 50Hz and in America runs at 60Hz. So early Mega Drive games, some of them, they just sort of cycled the clock down or whatever it's called or something like that, right? And so that means that Sonic is faster in America than he is in the UK, at least Sonic 1. For later games, the boffins fixed it. So they figured out a way of making it run at the same speed. However, an NTSC American console will still run at 60 frames per second, and a PAL console will still only run at 50 frames per second. So a lot of people think that the best form of playing things is to get an NTSC version. So this telly, when I bought it, I made sure it runs NTSC and PAL. I keep looking at this camera, it's this camera, it's this camera. So, but most video game manufacturers figured it out and it's fine. What I would say as well, PAL has got a bigger resolution, I believe, than NTSC. So it's a bit of a trade-off sort of thing. But usually what that means is they don't make use of the resolution. They'll just put like a big border around about it because they will lazily port an NTSC game for the PAL regions. It's a big CRT, Jack, animated. Aye, big CRT. So it's not AI bullshit. It's legit, at least when it comes to Mega Drive stuff. But I don't know anything about SNES stuff. But what a great question, Ian. Folk are asking what the tunes are. I don't know if the tunes are still on, but if you can hear music just now, it's made by my friend Paul, and his username is in the chat there. You can follow his SoundCloud and all that sort of stuff. Now what I'm going to do is press a button so that goes off. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. So that goes off after this chat. But it's good music, isn't it? Good music. So, right, where are we? There. Okie dokie. And let's tear into it. Lash of Snow says, more good news. My 12-year-old is back to school on Friday. That sounds amazing. I don't have any children. But it sounds pish. I'm going to be honest with you, man. It sounds absolute pish. Oh, sorry, Neon Florist. For some reason, that didn't go through, but please don't take it. And all of that. Zabalbus is in with a bit of good news, and listen, everybody, at the start of the shift, we like to tell good news. Zabalbus says, good news, I was so pissed on Saturday, I left my phone in an Edinburgh taxi that took me back to my mates in Coatbridge. My partner went on my PC the next morning, did find my phone, sent us the location of where the phone was, we headed back to Edinburgh, found the house, and got it back. Couldn't believe it. That is wild, man. That is wild. It's very rare that a good news story features either Edinburgh or Coatbridge, and you've managed to wrap them both up in one excellent story. Zabalbus, I'm very glad that didn't end in absolute disaster. Rise of Taj says, can you stop pointing the camera up your nose, please? See, just for you, Rise of Taj, check this out. Snotter cam. Snotter cam. Okie dokie, next up, where we are. Thank you for the happy birthdays. Thank you very much. The streaming comeback, and this time it's for real. I've never went away. I just had some days off because it was my birthday. Nah, it's because I was dreadful times. Cheeky Nander says, good news, I've been accepted into a Birmingham uni to do a Masters in Neuroscience. Cheeky Nander, that sounds pure advanced. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's dynamite. Reworld, thank you for the big logo here. I wonder, see if I'm looking here. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong side. So I'm looking, I wonder if we need to flip these. Can I do that? Okay, it's not going to remember my scroll position. I'll fix it later on. Happy fake birthday, thank you very much. Glaswegian shares a birthday with me, that's really wonderful, man. So Twitch got rid of lots of bots, and a lot of the big streamers went live, and like they've got half of what they used to have. Haha. I've not actually looked at my own numbers here to see if I have been affected by the bot purge, but I wasn't exactly a big streamer before, so it doesn't matter. I formally resend my sub for the false birthday. I understand what you're saying there, Chameleon, but the money doesn't get resended out my account, so you can resend all you want, mate. Seriously, thank you very much for sub and welcome in. How's it going? Sean Hancock says, good news, my massive to me 35cm high 3D print stayed on the bed and fitted what I needed it to fit. I'm very pleased. Amazing, man. What did you print? Hello, Cutter. How's it going? Can I just apologise to Cutter and Llama and Ad, because I was playing a game of Peak with them, and halfway through the game I disappeared and didn't come back. And today I'm going to explain exactly what I contacted them all privately, but today I'm going to show you and fill you in as to what all of that was about. Oh, another thing, right? Fred updates. So my dog, Fred, right? We found bad news out a couple of weeks ago. Fred has got lymphoma, right? So he's in the middle of treatment for, he's getting chemotherapy and stuff like that. And he hasn't quite been himself and all of that and everything, and it's a wee shame. And so the vet said, right, that he's going to have quite an appetite because he's on steroids for some reason. It's part of something called the CHOP treatment, right? So he's going to have quite an appetite. And we're like, all right, okie dokie. But I didn't realise how severe that was. So you might as well look at me like this when we're doing this. So late at night, I've been in bed and he's right here. And I'll wake up and he's like that. And I'm like, do you want to go out for pee-pees? He's like that. I'm like, what do you want? He wants a full meal. He wants like a full meal. And the vet's like, don't feed him more than... So, right, fair enough. Anyway, so 2 nights ago, I was in the loft. Rachel wasn't in. I was tidying up the loft for a reason that I will tell you later on. Yet another thing that's happened. So anyway, I was tidying up the loft. And I just hear like kadumph, kadumph, like a big clatter for downstairs. Fred, who we're feeling sorry for because he's got cancer and all of that, managed to jump up on the worktop and he stole a 6-person tray of lasagna that was on the worktop. Swiped the full thing, man. Took it into his bed. Just angrily tanning this lasagna, like growling and barking as he's also eating it at the same time. What a dick, man. So, I'm not feeling as bad about the full Fred thing anymore. Fair play to him because he is very hungry, man. Because he's very, very hungry. But it kind of puts it into perspective. I'm like, it is a wee shame for you, right? But see, on the other hand, I was looking forward to a lasagna, wee man. So he's in the bad books. He knew it was wrong. He definitely did because he was guilty about it. It was a lot emotionally involved as he's eating the lasagna. Anyway, so he's doing great, man. He's doing great. He's back to his brilliant self. If you'd gone up in the loft when I was there, I would have halved that lasagna with Fred. I don't think Fred would have halved it with yourself, Pip. Very territorial about that lasagna. Where are we, everybody? Rye3D says, good news, currently in the car waiting for my girlfriend to meet the team after her interview. Really hoping she can leave her horrible job. Can everyone pass on some good vibes, please? The vibes have been sent, okay? May take 2 to 4 working days for delivery. I hope that's not out with the area of the vibes. Thank you very much, Rye3D, for being in, for all the support. I was just thinking recently, right, about... I was ruminating, right? I've not been doing good mentally recently, and here's what was happening. About a year ago or something on Twitter, there was like other Twitch people that were saying stuff like, oh, if you follow 1030, you have to unfollow me because he's literally a Nazi. So there was folk that call me a Nazi and stuff like that. And I was ruminating about it all today, so I've not been in a good mental health space because, like, fuck it all is silly. None of this is good, right? But I was ruminating, and when you spot yourself ruminating, you can kind of like, and like the people are nobodies, man. It's fine. It's not as if it was like high profile folk or whatever. Oh my goodness me! Hiya, Kate. Kate, thank you very much for all the subs. What a legend! Thank you very much, Kate. They were being malicious, David. They don't actually think. I think they were just being malicious. Kate, you're owed quite a bubble blast, and for some reason it's not coming. Maybe it'll happen after this. Kate, thank you very much for all these subs, man. Thank you very, very much. Any minute now. Do you know, I think the profile picture is staying up for as long as the bubble blast should be. I think there's a logic discrepancy in the gift subs. Okay, you don't get a blast, mate. I'm sorry, no refunds, but I'm afraid you don't get a blast. Base Embrace, aye, that's right. Sorry, you were mistaken. Okay, no blast, right? Ah, well. Thank you very much for the birthday subs, though. What a legend. Thanks very much. Alright, give a wee manual blast. When in doubt, have a manual blast. That's what I say. So I was reminded, right? I was thinking about all of this stuff, and like they weren't arguing in good faith. They were just fucking Wayne's trying to get attention, right? But I was reminded. A manual blast. I give Kate a blast. I just gave Kate a blast. Pure all caps in that. What am I talking about? Nazism. Aye. So then I remembered that I have actually met like a real life Nazi when I was younger, right? So my first ever girlfriend when I was in high school, she didn't really know her dad or whatever, so it was just her and her mum, right? And it was my first ever girlfriend. So see, and I was reminded of this just with that previous message about meeting the team and all that sort of stuff. So I initially read that as meeting the family, right? So I was reminded of like, I'm seeing this person sort of going kind of well. And I just remember thinking that socially it's a big thing meeting the parents, right? Especially a guy meeting the dad, right? But there wasn't a dad in this setup. So I remember sort of thinking in a way, all right, well, I don't need to have like go through that awkwardness of meeting when you're like 14 or 15 or something like that, meeting the dad of the person you're trying to get fired into. And I thought, in a way, cool, that's kind of, I don't need to go through that. And then she said, right, well, I'm going to introduce you to my gran and grandpa, right? And I was like, oh, aye. So I knew about this before. Her grandpa was literally a Nazi. Lovely guy, right? Lovely guy. All his views were sound and stuff, right? But he was a Nazi soldier in World War II. And instead of just meeting your girlfriend's dad, I had to meet a literal Nazi granddad. German, World War II German. So I had to go in, sit down, calling him sir and all of this sort of stuff. Just like not putting my back to him and things like that. Turns out guy was brilliant, man. Remember you saying this ages ago? Aye. He was a lovely man. So he obviously saw some horrible stuff in his time. But basically the Nazis, according to a story that her mum got out of him like years and years before, the Nazis killed his parents and then were threatening to kill his sister unless he signed up to like be a Nazi. And I just remembered like all this stuff isn't that far away ago. Do you know what I mean? Would have been a lot worse if he was Scottish and just chose to head over and get on board. Aye. All right, I'm into all of this. You're not doing yourself any favours saying the Nazi was nice. I know. Did he sound like an evil scientist? No, he didn't have any facial scars either. He's hardly going to admit to being a bad one. Well, all you can judge is, I'm not fucking saying Nazism's good or anything like that. He escaped. So he escaped and had to swim a distance, arrived in the UK. I think he will be dead now. He will be dead now. Because this is a wee while ago. But I think the UK didn't know he existed, even at the point that I was chatting to him. So since World War II, Germany thought he was dead, and the UK didn't know that he existed. Which is something, isn't it? Anyway, the chat's went dead since I've started chatting about Nazis in a pro-light. I'm not chatting about Nazis in a pro-light. Nazism's obviously terrible. And right now we need to remember the past more than ever. But it was interesting how I'm just like, for a second, I was like, aye, all this is real. Like, see all the rhetoric about who's a Nazi, blah, blah, blah. It is all real. It's all based in, like, actual things, man. I'd love Germany to think I was dead in the UK, not to know I existed. Deary me. Personally, not a fan of Nazis, and I'd say that to their face. Well, the vibe is this guy wasn't a fan of the Nazis either because they killed his parents. Do you know what I mean? And then violently forced him into being a soldier, and then he escaped. So he was never a fan of Nazism himself. If it's okay, I'm still going to be glad he's dead. That's absolutely fine, Beadle, and that's cool. I don't have any personal, you know what I mean? Anyway, that popped into my head earlier today, and I was just like, oh aye. What an awful lot of carry on all of that was, eh? Pfft. So I don't know if I got off lightly in that I didn't need to meet the dad, or if I got off poorly in that I had to meet a Nazi soldier. Anyway, Rye3D, thanks for reminding me of that story, and good luck to your girlfriend's job stuff. Apparently it's quite difficult getting a job this weather. It's quite difficult getting a job this weather. The job market's in the shitter. So good luck, everybody. Scroobius Pip in chat is asking Cudder, are you streaming tonight? Not only is Cudder streaming tonight, but Cudder is streaming with me and maybe some other people. I think Ad and Llama probably. Because yet again, we are going to play Peak and we're going to do it great, and this time I won't have to leave because of a house fire. So check out Cudder's stream tonight. I might co-stream at the same time if you're into all of that, everybody. So get Cudder follied, and also I will be on as well, maybe. Where are we? Friendly Advice, how you doing? Welcome in, Friendly Advice. Thank you very much for subbing. And Kate, once again, thank you very much for 5 bloody gifties, Kate. You're a legend. So I've got a new thing happening where on the left, this is where I am at in the chat. And on the right, this is where you are in the chat. Les Dennis asks, is the flickering a design choice or just tech faff from the varying hertz screens? Well, typically, I stream on a camera that's up here. I don't usually stream on my phone. Right now, I'm streaming on a phone because technology, right? On the camera, I've got the shutter speed synchronized to the hertz of the CRT, so you don't see flashing. Whereas on my phone, you see flashing because everything's hellish. Why is my camera currently not working? Couldn't tell you. Don't know. Technology. I think computers are the best thing and the worst thing we've ever invented. B-Dome, once again, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How's it going? Kiriami says, my pic never loaded last time either. That's weird, isn't it? I wonder if it's maybe a different size or something. Sean Hancock's picture didn't load. Ah, well. Narquelion says, how is Fred doing? He's doing really good. He stole 5 portions of lasagna recently. Right, where are we, everybody? Where are we? Let's get to the bottom of the chat. So I missed the birthday prank. What was the birthday prank? I think somebody chatted some chats behind me, and therefore I missed the things. Sorry, I was trying to do 2 things at the same time. See if I go to this, and if I go to this, and if I go to this, then if I go to this. No, it's honking. Nah, terrible, man. Don't try and fix anything. Well, maybe this could be interesting. This might be interesting. I don't think it is, though. I think I just look a bit dead. The next stream I'm on will have better cameras and stuff. I don't know what's happening today, folks. I couldn't tell you. But we will use this for a wee bit. Oh my goodness me, folks. Carnivore says, good news, after 6 years I finally ordered a new pair of glasses. Been a rectangle shaped specs guy for my whole life, but going to try the Clark Kent shape for a while. Hopefully people still recognise me. That's a bold step there, Carnivore. All the very best and good luck. And remember, my top tip for glasses, for specky bastards like myself, is buy the frames on AliExpress, and they cost like £3 each or something. You can get tons delivered and just try them on. And if you find ones that you like, you can take them to your Specsavers or whatever, and they will put lenses in them for you. So there you go. Good luck with the Glex. Good luck with the Glex. So we've done a bit of delving. Thank you very much for the hype train there, everybody. Basin Brace says, did you see Will Smith has been using AI-generated crowds for his promo videos? Well, let me talk about that. So there's been a wee bit of misinformation here, right? And you know me, I want to rip the piss out of Will Smith as much as the next person because it's funny watching a man embarrass himself, right? Especially a millionaire. However, I need to be strictly truthful about things that I see, okay? So, just like when people said that the Reform football top actually got the Union Jack upside down, it didn't get the Union Jack upside down. I'm not supporting Reform, but I'm truthful. And there was a big story a couple of days ago about how the Reform people, is it Reform? Farage and all of the idiots, they created a football top, and on the internet folk were like, oh, there's a Union flag on it and it's upside down, but it isn't. They've just inverted the colours and stuff. I'm not saying they're good people or anything, but I care about the absolute truth. Similarly, okay, people have been saying that, oh, streaming's hard, guys. Streaming's hard. People have been saying that Will Smith used an AI crowd to promote himself, right? And I can see why. See, if you zoom into this and look at some of these freaks, man, they're not real people, right? Like, look at this face here. That's not that. Do you know what I mean? Like, who's this? What race is that? That's not a real person. And people's hands are merging in, and everybody looks as if they've got like a bit of ham stretched over their face. So everybody's saying, how embarrassing. Will Smith is using AI crowds to... Oh, it's just a way. I just clicked back and it's a way. Nice one, internet. Will Smith is using AI crowds because he's completely fabricated his user base. And so now we've got, you know, crowd shots like this, right? But technically not truthful. There's a wee bit of fuzziness in the middle. And because I know about this sort of stuff, I'm here to keep you on the right side of truth, right? Is Will Smith a banger? Aye, right? Did he generate a crowd using AI to make us believe that he's got bigger support than what he does? No. Kinda. The vibe is that it's real footage. So real footage of a real crowd, but it has been upscaled. And that's all it is. And the upscaling of the real crowd, I mean, they might, for all I know, these might be actors or whatever, right? But they are genuine, real people that have physically been standing there. And so, actually, I'm now second guessing it because that looks fucking AI as fuck right there, doesn't it? But from what I can understand is, it's real footage, but they've just been upscaled. Because I saw a shot of the actual footage. Sorry, I'm sure you can all hear this. I saw a side by side. How about you just post the real pics instead, bitch ass? So if you look at these faces, copy image address, new tab, paste that, versus copy image address, paste. As much as I want to hate Will Smith because it's kind of funny, well, it looks like Michael Jackson, that one. it is real people. So this is the real image, because real people did show up to the gig, and it's just been AI upscaled to apparently increase quality. But the AI upscale algorithms are absolute dog shit. And so it's just inventing stuff. So that there is the real crowd that was there. But then when you put this crowd through an AI upscale, well, it's not really AI. It's like machine learning, but what is AI? So it's basically just been upscaled. That's the story. That is the full story. However, on Twitter, there isn't really much nuance for all of the ins and outs of all of that sort of stuff. And so you just hear that he's got an AI generated crowd. And then the conversation goes for there. So I'm not defending, on this stream, I'm not defending Will Smith or Nazism, right? Just speaking about the truth as I see it. And thus concludes... the weird thing is that nobody checked before putting it out there. Aye, it's absolute bogus, man. The crowd size is very hard to believe for him unless tickets were free or if it was a festival. Aye. I mean, I've not given it that level of scrutiny. I've just given it the scrutiny of like looking at an image and recognising upscaling. I'm not defending... Dolan is red hot for Will Smith in the chat, man. Dolan's like, hold me back, man. I'm not defending Will Smith, right? You're still all correct about everything that you've said about Will Smith. Dolan's sitting at home like that. Arr, arr. You're still right about Will Smith, man. Guy's a hole. But using my eyeballs, I recognise that it's just upscaling. And right, see if we were to go after somebody, it's important to go after them and be factually correct, which is why, see this reform football top, right? So I will start this by saying, fuck the Reform Party, right? I don't think they're good people at all. Fuck Nigel Farage and all the far-right populist people that are trying to infiltrate politics all over Europe in a coordinated political move to do evilness, right? I don't think that's very good, and I think we should ridicule these people as much as we can. However, earlier on in the week, the Reform Party, who are baddies, right, have launched this football top, and a lot of speculation was on the football top about how the Union Jack is actually upside down. See here, apparently that means the Union Jack's upside down, but it isn't. It's just been shaded white, and so a lot of people, and I think this is like a visual perception test. Right, where are we? There's a before and after. Okay, it's all been purged for the internet. Right, 2 wee seconds. Oh, cool, somebody's blocked me in this. Where are we? Give me just a wee second, everybody, till we see the actual real thing. It's mad how if a story has existed like 3 days ago on the internet, it just all disappeared by the time that you're trying to pull it back up, isn't it? So I'm not defending Nigel Farage or the Reform people. I think that they are loathsome individuals and they can pure go away, the dunderheads. However, I care about speaking the truth about images, because that's my speciality, images, right? So, apparently, and I don't give a fuck about flags, right? I don't care about flags. And see, of all the flags to care about, I don't care about this one the most. Because, right? But if this is the right way up, right? then this is as well. Do you know what I mean? So, nah, wait a wee second. So that's red, that bit's white. I'm now lost. I'm lost. So the white bit should be at the top. Aye, that's the right way up. That is the right way up. So what they've done is, right, well, should I get Photoshop open? Should I get Photoshop open? Should I get Photoshop open? I don't think I should. The flag is the correct way on the top. Aye, thank you. I think it is. It is. I was doubting it for a second there, but it is. Does this mean that the Reform Party are good people? No. Does this mean that the flag is cool? No. But what I'm saying is there's a lot to go after the Reform Party for, and we needn't make up lies. Like, there's lots of truthful things that we can go after them for. The flag isn't upside down, it's the right way round. Okie dokie. Right. Where are we in the chat? I'm catching up in the chat. I've got some cool stuff to show you. Hello, Ad, by the way, welcome in. Brush Fox, how you doing? Is it your birthday as well? Mine was on the 21st. 27 Club says, hi James, is that a retro STV shirt? No, this is Strathclyde Regional Council. And this here is a company that I'm using my camera to zoom in, but I can't. So this is a company, there's a cock on the label. I drew a cock on the label. So this is a company that I started before lockdown called Two Stripe. Three Stripe is for wee guys, Two Stripes for shaggers. It's the red line thickness that's confusing when inverted to white. It is a wee bit confusing, but see if you just look at it, you then understand what's going on. This got me cancelled, Mary Biscuits. Fucking hell. Thanks to the Reform and Other, my wee bro who works in Easy Hotels getting daily death threats. It's mental. Fucking hell. See, just every day, man, we wake up and we feel like they're trying to poke us in the ribs and goad us into being hateful. Like, did you see the Dundee, the wee girl with the machete and the fucking hatchet? What's going on, man? Like, a week ago, there was a wee girl with, like, some made-up pish about a dress and stuff like that. They're using children to bam us up so that we hate folk. It's horrible, man. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all of that. But no, this is a t-shirt company that I started called Two Stripe, and I got into bother because I had an illustration of a cock under a lot of the labels, right? And somebody didn't like that. So there was a big Twitter campaign that just sort of took the energy out of us, where somebody was saying that every depiction of a penis is an act of violence. It wasn't even somebody that bought our t-shirts. It was just somebody that had a thing on Twitter about how and it's not even an erect penis. It's not even an erect penis. And it wasn't a hill that I wanted to die on, basically. So I was like, fuck this. But I did my due diligence. Like, I spoke to the head of illustration at the Glasgow School of Art. Just been like, this is childish, right? But like, what do you think about just a drawing of a cock? And she was like that. Oh, a speed dauber. And I was like, what? Speed dauber? You would wait till the teacher was out of the class and you would draw as many daubers as you possibly could before she came back in. It's a speed dauber. It's absolutely fine. And I'm like, thank you very much. Thank you. Does depend on the penis, Pip. We're talking about this one, though. Is that an act of violence? I don't think it is, right? But it just seems like, man, we're using a lot of energy up. And that energy could be used in a constructive manner to, like, help each other or make something new or fix the wrongs in the world or whatever. But instead, everybody's just fucking at each other for like some sort of point scoring or something like that. And let me tell you, it's tiring, man. It's really tiring. But, sorry, this was a company that I owned called Two Stripe. We couldn't be arsed running it after that. The guy that was doing the picking and packing and sending the stuff out was like, I can't be fucked with this anymore. And I was like, that's fair enough. So I stopped tweeting under the Two Stripe account, and the company was dissolved. And I now have got a big cache of these jumpers and t-shirts in the loft. And so at some point, kind of soon, I'm going to hopefully offer them for sale to you to recoup the losses for that company, and also to kind of fund Freddie's vet bills, because it looks like we're about $2,000 under Fred's vet bills. And I had a big plan for how to raise money for him, and then he stole 6 portions of lasagna. So now I'm like, I might just raise money and buy lasagna instead. We'll see how it goes. A unique penis in each? No, all the same dauber, mate. Any big boy sizes? I think probably only big boy sizes, like really big boy and really wee boy sizes. I need to look at the stock. I think all the medium ones, all the most popular sizes are gone, I think, except for on a couple of prints. I'll need to have a look. I think these, like this one, is sold out, I think. But I'm going to have to... there's a big boy on the back of every label. Ho. There we go. Alternatively, every depiction of a fanny brings us closer to space travel and living on the moon. Well, what we were going to do was, I was thinking if we had gendered garments, I'd put a cock on the back of the men's, and then I was like, right, well, what? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to draw anything like that on the back of women's. And then I realised that we don't have gendered garments. All our shirts are suitable for everybody. So, and also, just because it's a cock doesn't mean it's a man, like all of that sort of stuff. A cock isn't a gendered thing. It really isn't. In this context, a cock isn't a gendered thing, I don't think. Anyway, let's move on. Where are we? So, right, I made a cool thing, everybody. Liberate the peen in your mind. Exactly. Show you a wee illustration of a penis that thinks that it's tied up to, a log, but it could easily break free from the log if only it hadn't been conditioned into believing that it was trapped. Do you want to see a cool thing that I made? I've been going through some brutal mental stuff recently, right? And my way of dealing with all of that is to find something really difficult to do that nobody cares about and try and do that thing, right? Could I show you what I've done? Behold, okay? Behold. Here is a television and a PlayStation. Oh, a wonderful bubble blast. Jebaru, how do you do? Jebaru, welcome in. Happy bloody birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jebaru, how do you do? Welcome in. What's even happening? Thanks very much. Jebaru, if you're just in, you're in at a fantastic time, because I have invented this really brutal thing that took me a wee while to do. And this is what it is. I like Jebaru too. Oh, and we've got a new follow as well. Thank you, follow person. This usually doesn't flicker like this. It's because my camera's not working. You just need to put up with it. I'm sorry. I'm going to turn my camera off to hopefully turn it back on, and then it'll work again. But anyway. So here's the vibe, right? Here's a thing that I built. And will likely never use, right? See if I turn my PlayStation on. It shows up here. Oh, and we need audio. Fantastic sound. So, if you know about my PlayStation, I modified it so that it doesn't take discs. It just takes like an SD card. and on that SD card you can just put on all the games, right? So I've got all the games on here. But I did a new thing recently. So if I launch, for example, Battle Arena Toshinden, right? So I'm going to launch that. And when that's loading up, I'm just going to go to a different scene on my computer. Bugger. As it happens, that scene doesn't have my camera in it. 2 wee seconds. Copy. Cool. So it only works in that other scene. I've not actually populated the scene with all the stuff. But did you see that HAL1030, when I was in the other scene, posted a message saying the game has been updated to Battle Arena Toshinden. The last game was, and then it throws a wee error because I've not played a game today. Did you see that? Look at that. Hold on, let me just quickly fix this audio. Copy. Paste. So you can hear me now. Hear me now. So you can hear me in here, and you'll be able to hear me in the other one, can't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hear me in here. Cool. So, right, see if I reset my PlayStation and I pick any other PlayStation game. I'm going to document this when my camera is working again because this is awfully jiggery. But this is using StreamerBot. And if I pick any other game, for example, Mortal Kombat 4. Mortal Kombat! Right, so let's load up Mortal Kombat 4. And I'm not touching anything. Look at that. HAL1030 in chat says the game has been updated to Mortal Kombat 4. Last game was Battle Arena Toshinden. I'm a clever boy, man. Look at all of this shit, man. How much is the SD loader for the PS1? I can't remember offhand. I got it on AliExpress for about half the price. It's called X Station, and you need to solder it yourself. Prawn Balti, thank you very much. Welcome in. How's it going? So it's been updated to Mortal Kombat. Look at that. Look. Anyway, let's reset that. There's a couple of edge cases where it doesn't really work fully. And here's the thing though, I never play games on stream, let alone PlayStation games on stream. And if I do play PlayStation games on stream, I probably wouldn't care about updating the game category and all of that. So this is me solving a problem that doesn't really exist. However, if I launch Space Jam for the USA for the PS1, right, that's me launched Space Jam. Let's see how long it takes. HAL1030 in the chat says the game has been updated to Space Jam. Last game was Mortal Kombat 4. That was Hal. Hal's still here. He's just a wee bit. That was Hal did all of that. Everybody. So there you go. Thus concludes a wee thing that I worked on when I was off stream. And all of that was done via StreamerBot. And at some point I will do a wee tutorial on how I did that. But right here is the secret ingredient. This thing here, a wee memory card, which was £15 that I got. It's called a MemCard Pro. And it was dirt cheap, right? And this here talks to the modified SD card reader that's inside the PlayStation. And this here is web enabled. So when this is plugged in, it's just a memory card, right? But it's a memory card that can, I keep showing this to the wrong camera, but it's a memory card that an SD card can go into as well. And it connects to the internet. Hal's gone rogue. Oh, is he at it again? He's at it again. Ah, well. Lashes No says, I simply don't understand, but go you. Thank you. Basically, what it is I can... my PlayStation 1 games automatically update on Twitch, and I don't think anybody in the world has done that before. I think I'm the first person that's ever done that. But basically, the X station tells the memory card what game is in. And because the memory card can be accessed via, like, the IP address, I've got a thing set up so that every time I'm in a certain scene in OBS, there's a wee thing that checks that IP address to see if there's a game loaded. If there is a game loaded that is different from the previous game that's been loaded, it will then update the stuff and do all the things. Very clever, man. Very, very clever. That's all I'm saying. So at some point I will document that and share it with anybody who wants to do like that. 27 Club says, we didn't denazify very well after World War II. A lot of them ended up in the US and South America. Was that Operation Paperclip as well? A lot of them ended up working for US intelligence and NASA and all of that sort of stuff, I believe. Been looking for a graduate job since June. All the very best, Shaggis. Sounds like it went well, Rye 3D. That's brilliant, man. That is absolutely brilliant. John the Human, yes, not, and I say yes, 100%. The brief period post-COVID where the job market was actually functional was mere a blip in the constant hellscape of post-2008 recruitment. I graduated into this. I graduated in 2008. The same week that the credit crunch became the credit crisis. Horrible. We shed, don't worry about a fire. Kate says, good news, I didn't get the job I interviewed for. That's bad news, Kate. Let me keep reading. But I tried out for a play, had to do an English accent, and got the part. That's amazing, Kate. Kate, how amazing is it that you are in England as an American person and you auditioned for a part in a play, I'd imagine against lots of other English people, and you got the part because you were the best at being an English person amidst lots of other English folk? That's kind of cool. Other than the part of you like, being English. Do you know what I mean? Apples and pears? Were you doing all that? Taking British jobs for British people, exactly. Fucking cater cakes, coming over here, taking our fucking roles. You like? Congratulations, Kate. That's fucking great news. That's really wonderful news. So well, don't dox yourself. But in private, I want to know when your play will be touring Scotland. I expect you all to come to my play, that is. Get back to your roundabout, sad. Dearie me. Well done, Kate. Chameleon says, I've noticed the cold call messages from the recruiters on LinkedIn have dried up as of late. So the first time I've seen that since COVID, so it looks like it's rough out there. I've been getting WhatsApp messages. Hello, this is Jennifer, part of HR recruitment for Marks and Spencer's. And like they've spelt Jennifer wrong. And I'm in a group chat with like 15 other people on WhatsApp. Just to let you know, your job application... I'm like, chase yourself, man. But I suppose that works quite a bit. Nice Stuart Lee reference. Did I reference Stuart Lee and I didn't even realise? Pharaoh 3D, thank you very much. I'm 39 upstairs down. I'm a young, trendy 39, but I'm 39. 39 and feeling fine. Random question. As it's your birthday at the end of August, were you the youngest or the oldest at school? I don't know. I don't really know. I wasn't paying attention and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm older or younger than my peers. I couldn't tell you when anybody else's birthday is. Couldn't tell you. Did I see that some of the idiots out there accidentally painted the Danish flag on a roundabout? Aye, man. See, people who enjoy wearing flags don't deserve to have them. In England, it's 1st September to 31st of August, so I was one of the youngest. Oh, cool. I think I was probably that. Ah, right. Plodder says, in Scotland, the cut-off of which year you go into is like February or March. Right, cool. There you go. I was wondering, because I was thinking I should know that. Bye. There you go. Dolan says, 10 grand to cut burger and I will surgically diss Will Smith on the internet, really take him apart. 30 grand and I will do it on beat. I buy from Jazzy Jeff. Go for it, man. I think that's what the world needs in order to just bring balance to everything is a really aggressive diss battle between B. Dolan and Will Smith. I think it'll make everything better. To be fair to Will Smith, his life has been flipped, turned upside down. It has been Carnivore. So I don't know if the crowd is his or if they were all paid, but all I'm saying is that image was upscaled. I read the video generation software used AI and hence fucked up the real images, perhaps unbeknownst to them, but who knows? Aye. So that's what I was saying, Mary Biscuit. So there is a difference between something being completely AI generated, just fabricated out of nothing, generate a massive crowd and an audience, versus here's some low-res footage of a crowd, could you make it HD? And the second one is what the Will Smith thing is, not the first one, which a lot of people thought that it is. And it's because people are using AI incorrectly, but we're all collectively using the term AI incorrectly, which means I suppose that's now the correct way of using it. But because of this failing of language, it's led to misconceptions like the Will Smith video. Unfortunately, can't upscale the song quality. 100%, man, 100%. Yes, I saw similar things happening. Spogger says, I heard people on YouTube were complaining about shorts snipped from videos being upscaled automatically by YouTube. Aye. So YouTube are currently trying to... so it's a problem with, like, you're watching me, most of you, on a widescreen format, right? But things like YouTube Shorts is a vertical format. And when you view a thing, when you crop it to vertical and then upscale it so that it's taking up the full size of your phone, you sometimes see a degradation in video quality because you're using the phone's height as its width sort of thing. So behind the scenes, Google has been trying a thing where when folk do that, they will quietly upscale it using machine learning tools or whatever. But a lot of people have spotted this and they hate it. They're saying that it's bad and that it's causing a lot of grief and aggro. And what I've noticed, a lot of people are targeting this as though, like, there's a lot of vitriol for AI, and I think people have forgotten where it comes from. So a lot of the complaints about AI is to do with, like, energy consumption and plagiarism. So tools like Midjourney, for example, have been trained on artists' work without their permission. But see, like video upscaling, like in the Will Smith or in this Google thing, I don't believe it's the same AI that's being used. I think it's just like Topaz video AI upscaling or whatever. Hello, Lifesaver. How you doing? Welcome in. Lifesaver, thank you very much for a wonderful raid. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you very much for the raid. If you're just in, I usually have a better camera than this, but I'm currently streaming on my phone because everything's terrible. But welcome in, and how's it going? If you're just in, we're talking about upscaling, video upscaling. So YouTube have used a video upscaling algorithm that a lot of people don't like, and there's a lot of AI hate. Do you know you have follower-only chat on? Twitch told me, but maybe they'd be wrong. All right. Cool. If I've got it on, I think it's been on for a long time. So I've not changed anything recently, but I'll have a wee look at it, Lifesaver. But I think that might be because a long time ago I was getting spam coming through or something. I can't remember. But Lifesaver and all the Lifesavers people, welcome in. How you doing? I'm 1030. It's wonderful to have you in. But I'll have a wee look at it because it might be worth changing. Chameleon says we need better delineation of different types of machine processing, like not calling machine learning, LLMs, genetic algorithms, neural nets, self-organizing maps, and life simulations all AI. It's too broad a term for all these technologies being covered, and it's been made out to be a silver bullet that will solve every problem. I completely agree. I totally agree. And I myself am confusing a lot of this sort of stuff as somebody who tries to like follow it. So, machine learning upscaling doesn't take much energy, and for the most part, at least the stuff that I've saw, isn't plagiarizing anybody's work. It's not based on stuff that's been scraped from anywhere. It's just image upscaling using machine learning. But there's like a big group of discussion online by people who aren't informed about this sort of stuff and are just really quick to hate things. And hate travels. So if I generate a tweet that makes everybody all riled up, they're more likely to engage with it. And we've been here a billion times before, and this is what's wrong with the world today. All discussions are like fucking the end of Reservoir Dogs. Everybody's like this all the time about every topic ever. But it's interesting. AI upscaling is generally only using the frames before to fill in the gaps if it's the work of one GPU. Well, are you talking about time interpolation, Chameleon? So slowing something down or whatever. So that would be generating frames in between. Whereas I'm just talking about taking a low-res file. Like I've got Topaz here, for example. Topaz Video AI that I've paid for. It does use the term AI, but it's not... it's difficult to talk about. I don't have the words to talk about it. But I agree that everybody's using names for stuff that isn't really the thing. You have Topaz too. It's very useful. When it works, it's great. So where are we? Right, hold on, folks. So I think I need to put my category back to just chatting. Oh, Lifesaver, when you're in, you might like this because this is to do with OBS and StreamerBot. So I've just demoed this, so sorry everybody that you need to see it again, but I'm quite proud of myself. I've got a PlayStation here. If I turn that PlayStation on, if I went framey, I think I'm a bit framey. Seems to be fine. Don't know. So I've got a PlayStation here, and I've modified it with an SD card, right? So that when I choose a game, for example, the Barbie Super Sports game, and I will load that game up, as the game's loading, what's happening is there is a memory card here that StreamerBot is currently polling the IP address of. And there you go, HAL1030 in chat just says the game has been updated to Barbie Super Sports. And I'm still working on it, so there's a slight error there. But look at that. Original PlayStation, original hardware. All I need to do is choose a game and it gets updated on Twitch. I'm quite proud of this. I made it myself in StreamerBot. And so I need to just write it up and then share it with people. So in order for it all to work, they need PlayStation hardware, a Memcard Pro, and an X-Station, and StreamerBot, and all of that sort of stuff. But it's pretty cool, man. I haven't saw anybody else do it. Let's choose a different game. Pandemonium 2. Let's pick Pandemonium 2. I'm not touching anything. And in less than 30 seconds, there you go. The game has been updated to Pandemonium 2. Last game was Barbie Super Sports. It works, except sometimes it doesn't work. Just to confirm to everyone, 1030 owns an original copy of Barbie Super Sports. I own 3 original copies of Barbie Super Sports just in case something really bad happens. But I'm quite delighted that works. Anyway, let's turn off the PlayStation so the alerts can come through again. But I need to document that because StreamerBot has just celebrated the 1.0 release. And so I would quite like to celebrate that by sharing that wee bit of stuff. So if I do, I think I manually need to go back to just chatting. Yep, so I should be back in just chatting just now, but I'm not too sure. But I did it, everybody, and it works. I'm quite delighted. I will never use it because I don't really play games on stream. But I'm glad that I took an evening to make all of that happen. So I'm going to stick it online, and somebody at some point might use it. Oops. So I was still in the wrong scene. So I need to add a bit of logic. Hal embarrassed me there. So I'm back to the correct scene. It only does it if I'm in a certain scene. So it turns out, Silver says, I'm actually depressed at how fucking productive and genius like you are. Silver, what you don't understand is that, see, when I do a thing like that, it's complete procrastination. When I'm working on something like that, it's because I'm hiding from other things in my life. So I'm not productive. I'm quite underproductive. But instead of going to therapy, I will spend about 3 days trying to get the Twitch category to automatically update via my memory card every time I change a game using my optical disc emulator. That's the sort of guy I am. Plodder, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. My VPN has me in NL in the Netherlands, so emergency sub to get rid of the jarring Dutch ads. I appreciate that, Plodder. Thank you very much. Procrastination, right enough. I wish I procrastinated like that. Well, right, my vibe is, and I did this in art school, right? See, if you've got a list of stuff to do, it's fine that you procrastinate. As long as you procrastinate by doing something else on that list, then it's fine. As long as something isn't due today, then you'll be all right. Right, what have I filled you in about? I filled you in about Fred eating 6 portions of lasagna. I filled you in about the PlayStation thing. We had a slight house fire. Sub Jovi, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How's it going, Sub Jovi? Thank you very, very much for 18 months. What a legend. What a legend. Where are we? Shaggy says, an upscaler wouldn't add crowds to the frame. Those two images are fundamentally different, meaning some AI content has been added. Aye, Shaggus, the second image was just for reference to show there has been a crowd there. I wasn't presenting that as if the real image, that exact image, was fed into the AI. I was just using that to demonstrate the crowd did exist. It was a physical thing. My pal literally went to the show in Scarborough. Will Smith played in Scarborough? Deary me. So, Scroobius Pip, if you're still in, do you think Will Smith is bigger in Europe than what he is in America? We really dug the Fresh Prince here. He's playing Scarborough and Wolverhampton. All right. If you want to hear the story about the house fire, subscribe to my Patreon. Right, okay. Sorry, I've teased you for long enough. Okie dokie. So, I've been doing hellishly mental health wise recently, right? And I was playing a video game a couple of nights ago. Well, about exactly a week ago. Where are we? Let me show you this. And I was playing video games. I was on Cudder's chat, and I wasn't doing too well mental health wise, right? Because some various stuff's happening, and I've not been dealing with it properly. So when that happens, sometimes I don't want to use the word relapse because that sounds a bit strong. But I have got an unhealthy relationship with cannabis, right? See, whenever life is treating me poorly or whenever I'm feeling like a poor wee victim, I can quite often disappear for days and just keep smoking until I feel all numb and stuff. And it's not a healthy thing to do. And I was thinking, right, now that I'm 40 years old, well, nearly, I'm 39 years old last week, maybe a good time to wrap this on the head, like JME did when he turned 21, right? And maybe I should draw a line, and maybe I should just not smoke weed, right? From now on, because, not against weed, I know a lot of people who smoke it and live successful, healthy lives. However, I evaluated my relationship with it, and it isn't really that healthy. I've spoken about this at length before. If I've got it, I will smoke it, and that's... I don't use it in a fun, healthy way. You know what I mean? So, a wee while ago, I was looking into like health side of it, and the problem is I don't smoke joints, right? Because joints have got tobacco in them and stuff, and tobacco's bad for you. And then you get addicted to the tobacco because it's got nicotine, all that shit. So I will smoke a bong or a pipe, and that involves lighter, like this, right? But what I've learned is that over a long time scale means that you're breathing in butane gas, because you're literally breathing in, and apparently that can be bad for you. So I thought, right, what I'm going to do is switch up and turn into like a vegan, healthy, natural way of smoking weed. So you can get something called hemp wick. Do you know about hemp wick? Let me show you hemp wick. Let me show you hemp wick. I wax wick. So here is the vibe here. So it's just like some string, and it's treated with wax, right? And the vibe is... that wasn't my real postcode that came up, so you don't need to worry. The vibe is that you light a bit of the wick. So instead of breathing in the butane of the lighter, like that, which you don't want to do, you just light a tiny bit of the wick, and then with that lit, you then use that to light what you're smoking. And it's supposed to be organic and natural and all brilliant and stuff like that. However, I had a dreadful, terrible accident about a week ago. So I was on Cudder's stream playing Peak, which I'm going to play on Cudder's stream tonight again, right? And I was on Cudder's stream, and I think there was weed being smoked by other members of the street. I don't think Cudder was smoking, but I think there was sort of weed going around, maybe some gummies or something like that. Don't want to point fingers or anything like that. So, in the middle of a game, there was a wee break. I thought, I'll go up, have a wee quick smoke, come back down. I had a beer and stuff as well, playing games with my people. And then, what feels like about 15 minutes later, I heard blood-curdling, dreadful screams. And so I had to respond to that. To cut a long story short, here's the aftermath. Absolutely fucked. So what happened was, see that healthy wick stuff? Don't know what the deal is. I mean, I was certain it was out. I've been smoking weed for over 30 years. I've no ever had this happen to me before. Honestly, see, like another 30 or 40 seconds would have been a disaster. We caught it just at the right time. And thankfully, look at all the smoke still in the room. Just at the right time. As I was putting it out, and thankfully Lama-chan insisted that I got a fire extinguisher and insisted that I put it exactly where I needed it. So thank you very much, Lama-chan. But I managed to extinguish the fire just as it was getting very, very, very scary. Just as it started like making sound and stuff. I had to be low in the room because of all the... Do you know what I mean? It was like a really bad thing. So Llama both caused this and saved the day. I don't think Llama caused it. I caused it. So I think... I was downstairs. I was sitting here. I was sitting here with headphones on, just playing a game, oblivious. And Rachel heard a noise, and it turns out the noise Rachel heard was my bong falling through the table. So it created a big hole in the plastic table because there was a bundle of that wax fucking string stuff sitting here next to a bong. And the wax string stuff had been burning through the table for that much that the bong eventually just fell through the table and hit the floor below. And that noise made Rachel just go, better investigate the noise. And she easily could have ignored the noise. So she looked up at the loft, fire, like a big nasty disaster fire. So over the past week, I have had a wet cloth and I've been just cleaning everything. See, all my objects. My 3D printer got some amount of spray back. All of this sort of stuff, all my soldering gear. Everything is every bit of metal as well has been sort of patinaed and tarnished. It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. So I managed to open the loft window, which, if you know the history of the loft window, you know it was a bollock to do. So I've managed to open all of that and ventilate it out. I've put everything in the bin. I think I'm fully recovered. I think I'm now fully recovered from it. But I don't think Rachel is. Oh, I'm no signed in, Rachel, but that was the Aurora Borealis clip, absolutely. So, here's a wee warning to hash heads. Beware. Beware. Because it'll cause a house fire and your partner will be fucking raging at you. Hash heads, just soak the butane. Just soak the butane. There you go. So I'm thinking, right, I was going to stop smoking weed when I got to 40. And see, any time that you're thinking to yourself, oh, I might stop it, or I might do this, or I might do that, it's probably an idea that you should reevaluate your relationship with whatever it is that you're talking about, if it's booze or whatever, you know. So if you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should go a month without this, or maybe I should do that, chances are maybe you should, right? And I'm saying this as a total hypocrite because I've had this conversation with myself for the past 10 years. However, that there is a line that should not have been crossed. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really care about the ins and outs of what happened and exactly who's responsible for what. But I know that I can't have that happening ever again in my life ever again. So, fuck. Are you trying to make me quit Twitch? Aye. Ultimately, all of this means that Scroobius Pip needs to leave Twitch for the safety of my family. Switch to edibles. I wish I could, man, but they're dear. And they don't really work on me as well. I need to have like the dosage of a horse in order to get anything. And it's just no... I've tried. I really have tried. Ron Sausage says, after he put it out, he went to me, are you okay? Are you upset? Well, you seemed really upset. What about vaping weed? I don't know, Shaggus. I'm just like, I'm kind of done with it, maybe a wee bit, at least for a couple of weeks, until I buy a new bong and only smoke in the garage or something. Nah, I think I'm maybe done with the full thing. At least for a wee while. Maybe at least until my next birthday. We'll see how it goes. But, fuck. So, Devon Inc., how you doing? Welcome in. Thank you very much, Devon Inc. How you doing? Thanks very much for the sub. Oh, wow, you can see my monitor on this, and you shouldn't be able to. Oh, right, it's because I'm on my phone. Because remember I had that polarising filter? Sorry. I'm streaming from my phone today. I usually stream from my camera. Slightly different. Get on coke instead, less fire risk. There is less fire risk, but I've never really been into coke. Tried it a handful of times. Oh, well, this isn't for me. This is for rich wee boys. Jody the Demon Pig says, that's scary. I'm so glad you're both okay. I've got a dry herb vaporizer I use. You can get bong attachments and stuff unless you want to just kick it. I think I'll kick it at least for a bit. I had a Magic Flight lunchbox back in the day. Any Reddit hashheads remember the Magic Flight lunchbox? And with a vaporizer, I don't know, I'd get to like just a ceiling and kind of stay there for a bit. Ron Sausage says, you set the place on fire, I was allowed to be a bit miffed. Aye. So when that happened, right, I was still in like disaster recovery mode, making sure everybody's all right, making sure the fire was out, trying to figure out if damage had been done, try to assess how it happened, all of that sort of stuff. So I was still like logically like, but then on top of that, there was a clear fracture of the relationship between you and I, because for your perspective, I'd just almost killed us all. So that extra ingredient into my already full head was just a bit like, it took me a wee while to adjust to all of that. But terrifying, absolutely terrifying, horrible. ICG says you are not required to smoke weed. Exactly, 100%. I switched from flower to vape. It's helping. Never thought I'd vape, but it's helping me change schedule and closer to quitting. Amazing. I think for a lot of people that smoke joints as well, switching to... See, for me as well, I probably would have switched to vape if it was easier for me to get the wee carts. So back in the day, I could buy carts for some friend who got them for a guy on Instagram and all that. It was like a pure tenuous link. But I might have switched to a vape a wee while ago. But I think I'm all right now. I think I'm all right. You didn't ask, and apologies, but giving up was the best thing I did about 18 years ago. Nice one, Sean Hancock. I've tried and failed multiple times. Magic Flight Lunchbox gang. I gave my Magic Flight Lunchbox when I quit years ago to a friend who, that friend is now a campaigner. We're no longer friends. He's now a campaigner for the IDF. I want to get in touch and be like, he's my fucking hash stuff back. You can't. But anyway. See if you're on Buchanan Street and you go up and you see the big Israeli flag tents where they're giving you all the propaganda for Mossad and that. That's that guy standing there. That's his job. It's weird. Anyway, that's a different topic. Aye, the wee wooden vaporizer thing. Anyway. Some laugh. It was some buzz. I got the fire extinguisher all over my face, in my eyes, in my mouth. All that. I just fucked the full thing. I vape flower out of my vape. Nice one. I got one somewhere. Forgot they were called Magic Flight Lunchbox. Aye. They were good wee things. But anyway, so I'm going to persist. I'm going to wrap it in the head once again. and we're going to play Peak on stream, on Cudder stream once again tonight, but without me setting my house on fire. So I'm looking forward to that. Mental into it. Mental into it. What else has been happening to me? Had a birthday. Modified my PlayStation so that it will update the Twitch chat. Fred ate lots of lasagna. I think that's maybe everything. I got a new browser. Been trying out the Zen browser. Any of you geeks into the Zen browser? Anyway. But what if you're shit at Peak without it? I know maybe that's my lucky thing, is that I need to set a house fire somewhere and then run to the game, and that anxiety makes me play Peak a lot better. That'll be exciting. Now I know why you didn't want us over. I was just really overwhelmed, wee shit, with many different things. That's just one thing that's been happening. You're a Vivaldi browser guy myself. I haven't used it myself. But I've been trying out Zen, and it looks quite good on stream. So it means I can be on a web page and it takes up the full screen. Do you know what I mean? And I can do like a split screen with 2 different pages. Zen browser, everybody. It's open source. You were shit at Peak with it. Mate, I got to the top of the fucking mountain. I got to the top of the mountain on Peak. Anyway, sorry, I was a wee bit defensive. I'm an Edge guy, but only use MSN News website. Now that is the real strategy right there. But try Zen, everybody. There's a shortcut that you need to remember, which is Control-Alt-C. And then all your tabs, see, rather than being on the top, they're on the side. So if I want to look at my Notion current projects, for example, here is all my projects. Bubble Robot is somewhere in there. Bubble Robot right there in progress. There's a whiteboard application that I guess persists. Good job I wasn't drawing anything ridiculous last time I was in here. So now I can like make different things and stuff like that. How do I make the font bigger? I don't know. But we've now got a whiteboard application, so I can be like, do you know what I mean? Do all of that. Diagram stuff out. You know? Build like that. You know? It's called Excalidraw. That's the Twitch. Oh, look, John Hatfield's on. That's cool. There's Jivers on and all that. So for all this stuff, I can look... Nah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I pressed the wrong shortcut and it's given me this now, and I don't know how to put it back. So it's now splitting it. This browser's shite, man. Forget everything that I said. So Control-Alt-C. There you go. So if I wanted to look at a website, I can look at it sort of full screen, all of that. I'm not going to scroll Twitter when I'm live, but you get the idea. Zen browser, trying that out, giving that a wee shot. It's had a couple of teething difficulties, but it is what it is. I will keep you abreast of what's going on. But just to go back to the actual scary news, it was terrifying, man. Have you ordered another fire extinguisher? Not yet, but I moved the spare fire extinguisher that was in the garage upstairs. So there you go. The Magic Flight Launchbox was pretty crap as vapes go, but just kick it if you're wanting to kick it. It's a waste of money more than anything else. I had one a long time ago, and it was alright, but it wasn't like comparable to Tannenbongs. I know someone who served in prison for arson with 2 deaths. I haven't even owned a lighter or matchsticks for 18 years and don't want candles or stuff like that around. This definitely shut me up, Martin Hyder. Brutal, isn't it? You're going to feel so foolish now if you do set your house on fire again. I'm going to actively try hard to not set my house on fire. Listen, see, at the end of the day, we're just tenants. So, I mean, it's not as if it's my actual house. I'm kidding on. There's a fella making a brand new browser from scratch. It's called Ladybird. Cool. There you go. I mean, this Zen browser, I think if you dig deep, it is just a skinned version of Firefox. But it seems good. Seems pretty good. I think Arc browser was good for a while, and then they turned bad, and so Zen browser are just copying Arc browser, but they're making it open source, which is kind of cool. Wouldn't have this issue on Vivaldi browser, just saying. Instead of pressing Control-Alt-C, I pressed Control-Alt-V there, and completely fucked everything up. Let's see if I can mend it. I probably can't. So if I click on Control-Alt-C, go to... I've totally buggered it all out. I will. Doesn't matter. I fixed it. There we go. We're fine. But what I'd like to do, right, so if I create a new tab and go to 1030 Twitch chat /chat, you shush. We're back. We're back, everybody. We're back. Goodness me. So my heart kind of hurt for a couple of days after I set a fire in my house. But slowly but surely, if we go up into the loft just now, you wouldn't be able to tell that there was anything that happened. I've went through and I've cleaned everything and I've worked on stuff, and it's taken me a good couple of days. What I need to do now, though, is secure the window shut again, because in the process of cleaning the loft, I had to open the window. And if you know anything about Streamlore, you'll be aware that that window had previously been sealed shut using a pair of scissors, because that was my landlord's method for fixing a broken window. So in order to open the window, I had to disrupt this improvised way of closing the window. So now the window doesn't close. Was the spider still in the window? Aye, and he's fucking massive. I've not seen him since I opened the window, so I hope he's still good. I hope he's still living in the frame somewhere. But in order to open it, I had to pure wipe away cobwebs and stuff. It was horrible, man. Surprising how much fire falls in 1030's footsteps over the years. Aye. I've had 3 notable fires in my life, but none of them have been properties that I've lived in. But it just shows you. I've got a Mite vape, and it's solid. Looks like a C4 detonator, though. Oh, maybe don't go through any airports with that. Hello, Hip Hop Guinea Pig. How you doing? Welcome in. I'm doing some design work for the bloke that brought Captain Wizzo over to the UK at the start of the 90s to do light shows for the charlatans. Cool. I don't know who Captain Wizzo is, but that sounds dynamite, Hip Hop Guinea Pig. Sounds pretty cool. Could you swap the bubble machine for a fire extinguisher because your stream is fire? Bobby China, that's very funny. That's very funny. Here, something happened yesterday, see, when I was cleaning up. So everything in that room got covered with fire extinguisher. Sorry, I'm here. Everything in that room got covered with fire extinguisher, powder, liquid stuff. It was in my eyes. It was in my mouth. It was horrible, right? So I spent yesterday, headphones on, just going through everything that I'd missed for the past couple of days. So it was like a final wipe down, got a new table, putting the new table upstairs, making sure everything's good. I can't remember whose stream I was listening to, but I had headphones on. So I had a big stack of stuff, had a damp cloth, and I'm just wiping stuff down with this cloth, putting it from one pile to another pile, sitting on my swivel chair upstairs. And I sort of swiveled round, had my headphones in, but I could hear a I'm like, what the hell's that? After 4 days of clearing up the fire extinguisher spillage of the room, I realised that I moved my swivel chair to a position where it actuated the fire extinguisher again. And I'm like, no! I'm sitting there, it was just pissing more fire extinguisher liquid all over that side of the room. Just as I'd finished cleaning everything, I was like, fuck, raging. So then I was like, right. And then I started cleaning all of it. So the room's now fine. But I was just like, I've had enough stuff. But it's all my own doing, man. EK Dons, how you doing? Happy birthday, James. Not to interrupt the fire recounting, but what did you have for your tea last night? I appreciate this question because it really tests my short-term memory. We had IKEA meatballs and a wee bit of the red sauce that goes with it and a lot of the brownie sauce that goes with it, and it was good. EK Dons, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How you doing? You know those cheap fan heaters? I seen one a few minutes after being turned off start to smoke and melt until I plugged it out. I could easily have left the room and now always unplug them. Aye. Any heater that I've got is an oil heater and not a fan heater for that exact reason. I don't trust them. Cranberry, there you go. However, what I will say is, according to Big Clive, lots of heater technology and stuff now is actually better than what it's ever been before. So as long as you don't buy your fan heaters on Temu or something similar, chances are it will be protected a lot better than what it used to be for fires and stuff. But just terrifying, everybody. Who wants to fucking go through all of that? Horrible stuff, man. So let me recount. Told you about my new browser. Told you about Fred eating 6 portions of human lasagna. Told you about Housefire. Told you about my PlayStation now can update the Twitch category. Told you it's my birthday. I think that's all my news. I think that's everything that's happened to me within the space of a week. I think that's everything. I tried switching from Notion to Obsidian as like my to-do list thing. I don't imagine a lot of you would have used either one of those things. Notion costs money. I've actually got a referral code and I think I prefer it. Do I have a referral code? Nah, I don't. Notion costs money. Obsidian is free. But I didn't get into Obsidian. I tried it and I've no quite managed to fully properly get into it. I've used Obsidian for work. I like the markdown format. I like that it's markdown. I like the link back thing is good. But see that whole node view, like that's not really useful. I don't like the idea. Okay, I don't know, maybe I just need to get into it. But it's not, it was billed as a Notion replacement, and it's not really a replacement, it's just kind of different. I used to use a thing called Notational Velocity back in the day, which is a lot more like Obsidian than what Notion is, and it was pretty good. So Obsidian is kind of like Notational Velocity, but with like link backs or something, whatever they've called it. Just basically, it's essentially you're building a wiki. Hammy, how you doing? Happy birthday, Bubbles. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Welcome in. What's even happening? So I tried that. My internet died and I missed the traumatic house fire. Can you relieve the trauma again? Aye. Well, I'll just show you the video. And I mean, this is... I was going to just not mention it and just hide it from yous. But I had to tell Cutter and Llama and Ad because I was playing a game with them as this happened. And if they knew, I then eventually told, I think, Scroobius Pip and B. Dolan. And then if all of them knew, I was like, well, I suppose I should tell yous as well. But I burnt a big hole through my desk that could have been very, 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 very bad. And I got really lucky and it wasn't bad. So I'm using it as a warning to just behave myself and act like an adult. But it was horrible, man. Solder iron? No. Cannabis? Did you try any type? No. What's any type? I tried Obsidian. I don't know if you just came in. What is any type? Looking for a new table? As luck would have it, Wee Shed, I had the exact same table spare just here. And so I've just moved the table upstairs. It's exactly the same. But I was looking forward to using that table down here. You know what I mean? How did weed cause that, Les Dennis? I was using something called a hemp wick. Sorry everybody for hearing this story twice. Right, when you smoke bongs and stuff, butane, so you're just, sorry, I'm in the wrong camera. You don't want to inhale the butane from your lighter, so people use a thing called hemp wick, which looks like this, and it's just like a bit of string that's specially designed for this purpose, and you light the end of the string, and then you use the string to light your pipe or bong. And then, as a most crucial part of the stage, then you extinguish the string. Because if you don't extinguish the string, what happens is, I mean, I'm assuming that's what happened, the fire then goes up, and then before you know it, you've got like a sort of candle grenade sitting on your table. And that will burn away for, well, I'll need to look at the VOD actually. I think that was like maybe 10 full minutes. And what happened is that burnt a hole through the table. The bong fell through the hole in the table and hit the floor, which caused a noise, which made Rachel investigate the noise, thus discovering a fire that was just at the point of becoming sort of really bad. So it's making me consider a lot of things. Past couple of months has been pish, and I think this is just like a, not a palate cleanser, but just like a line in the sand of some stuff. Right, anytype.io, let's have a wee look at that. This looks interesting. Reminds me of Susan Kare stuff that she did for Apple back in the day. Right, so what is it? The everything app for those who celebrate trust and autonomy. Gonna tell me what it is though. What is it? Local first, crazy lows. But what is it? It's peer-to-peer. Yes, but what is it? Open code. Gonna, right, what? Okay. One app for many. But what is it? So is it instead of Notion? See, for all these flashy websites and things, you need a thing that just tells you what it is. Like one sentence, like put a sentence like here, just saying note-taking app, something like that. But is it something like that? If it is, I'm interested in trying it out. That sounds dynamite. I'll have a wee look off stream. But thank you very much. So I tried Obsidian, and I don't think I'll be switching stuff over from Notion. But I'll check out Anytype, Pammy. Thank you very much. So I beware hash heads about the dangers of hemp wicks, because I was certain I extinguished that, but evidently I must not have done it correctly. And instead of getting a hemp wick, just tan the butane, man. Just tan butane, it'll be fine. Was it recorded? No, it wasn't recorded. I think the idea is that you cut a wee bit off to use instead of having the risk of having it smoulder and let the whole ball relight. I don't really know, Pedropolis, what fully happened. Are you sure the butane isn't completely combusted into something innocent? Martin, I'm not sure of anything. While we're doing fire safety tips for smokers, regularly empty your ashtray. There you go, Hugh TV says regularly empty your ashtray, everybody. It's a Notion clone that you can roll your own server. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool. Nice one. And is it free? Is it? Well, they said it's open, didn't they? Open source. Nice one. I'll give it a wee shot. What about plasma lighters? I don't know anything. I see you. Please don't take any fire tips for me. I don't know anything. Anyone see Hank Green's app to help reduce the amount of time on your phone? Don't know who it is. Don't know who he is. I'm trying to see if I've got any more content for you other than this browser. I think my browser's kind of nifty. Look, it's like pure full screen and stuff. I'm into it. Regular empty your ashtray, but make sure it's still not burning first. Better yet, get a metal ash bin. Get a metal ash bin, everybody. That's my browser. I quite like this browser for streaming anyway. Just because if you're looking at stuff on your phone or whatever, you've got a higher likelihood of being able to see stuff, and the URL address bar isn't there and all that sort of stuff. I quite like it. I'm going to continue messing about with it, and I can have different tabs and stuff set up just for stream. So if I'm working on something else and then I switch to streaming mode, I can have all these tabs set up exactly what I need for the stream. So have like a chat here and all that sort of stuff. Hammy, this is Zen. So I tried Arc, and then I realised that Zen is like an open source version of Arc. The only problem that I'm having with Zen is every time I every time I close the app and open it up, I need to log back into everything. And I've went into settings, I've made sure that cookies aren't cleared. It's just a vanilla install. But every time I quit out it and go back in, I need to log back into Google and Twitter and Reddit and all the stuff. Arc is dead. Aye. They took all the goodwill and just turned evil, I think. So this is like an open source replacement for Arc, and it seems to be pretty good. Martin Hyder says, my go-to when I smoked over 18 years ago was empty beer cans with some beer left in them for safety. That's a good shout, Martin. However, what you don't ever want to do is 4 a.m. go, oh, there's still some beer left in that. You don't ever want to do that. Humming times. Hank is a science communicator. All right. Cool. I don't know the guy at all. I might know him to see him. I mind I accidentally used an almost full bottle and kept wondering why his beers were frothing out the bottle. Brutal, man. Only downside with Zen is that it's Firefox based. I don't know enough about browser architecture to see if that's a thing. I've been watching that Theo guy. You know, the Theo guy? He looks Californian. And he's been talking about all this sort of stuff. And apparently Firefox isn't good for like audio visual. But I don't really know. I don't know. On Mac as well, I have installed a new app launcher thing called Raycast. T3 Theo, that guy. He's an interesting guy. He seems alright. He's always moaning about something though. And this is coming from me. I'm always moaning about something, so I've got I dig him for that. I feel it's relatable. I've got a new app launcher on Mac. It's called Raycast, and it can do lots of cool stuff. It's mostly free, and if you use a Macintosh computer and you're into automating stuff, I prefer Alfred to Raycast. I have a very advanced Alfred install on my Mac. I was into Alfred back in the day. I've used Quicksilver, and I've used one other one. And I think Alfred became paid at one point or something like that. I stopped using it for some reason. And now on the free version of Raycast, so I'm using it for free, but I've tied it to an OpenAI API key that I've got. So I can do all the stuff for the paid version, but for free. And I've got it set up to do some tricky stuff. So I used to have an application for Mac called TextSpander, and then they renamed it to Text Expander. So you could type macros like *date, and it would populate with today's date or something like that. Text Expander then became a subscription method, so I stopped using that. And with Raycast, for free, I can do all of that stuff. So I spent a day or so setting up some snippets, some extensions, and some cool other stuff. If you set up your Mac with a hyperkey, yes. So I've got Caps Lock as my hyperkey, and it works a hell of a lot better than what I thought that it would. It's really, really good. Raycast is just the macOS version of Microsoft's Power Tools. No, it isn't. I've used Power Tools for a bit, and I think it's a different set of tools, definitely. Power Tools is good. That's some serious procrastinating. Exactly, Base and Brace. But I've got it all good. I've got everything all set up, all really good. But I highly recommend, if you're into productivity and setting up automation and stuff like that, check out Raycast. I've got an email in work that I need to regularly send, but just wee bits of information needs to be updated. But I'm sending it to about 500 people, so I need to word it good and stuff like that. And now I've set up a thing so that in my email application, I just write the bits that need to be updated. Fact 1, Fact 2, Fact 3. I highlight that I've written. It's not even a full sentence. In Raycast, I do a wee shortcut that I've got, and it uses the facts that I've given it, writes a full email that I've given it the template for, populates the emails with the facts, and it's ready for me to send once I've sort of checked it to make sure that everything's good. So that took me about 5 minutes to set up, and it will save me about 3 minutes per shift for every single shift that I now do in the future. Just dead cool. So I'm looking for opportunities to do that for a lot of just laborious stuff that doesn't require any thought, but is just data entry or, filling in a template or something like that. Raycast seems to be really good. As Caps Lock's key set up as escape, it's way more useful. Cool. Well, Caps Lock on Raycast is good, right? So you can use it like a function key. So you can just hit Caps Lock and it puts Caps Lock off and on as per normal. However, now on Raycast, if I hold down Caps Lock and press another button, just use it as if it was like Alt or Control or whatever. So I'm not hurting the actual functionality of Caps Lock. I'm also extending the functionality of Caps Lock because now I can hold it down and press S for Safari, for example. I think it's really cool. Raycast sounds like he'd be a problematic DJ. Yes, he does. He is. Caps Lock's my hyperkey. Hyperkey and P for Photoshop, hyperkey and T for terminal, hyperkey and W for my browser and so on. I've got it very slightly different, but mine is per application as well. Because on a Mac, you can cycle applications with Alt-Tab, or you can do it in Windows as well. You can do this in Windows, right? To flick between your open applications or your open windows. However, see if I'm in Photoshop, then I switch to a browser, and then I want to quickly go back to Photoshop, it takes me a wee while to find out where it's put Photoshop, right? But with this hyperkey thing, I can just hold down Caps Lock and P, and it will always be Photoshop. And if Photoshop isn't open, it'll open it for me. Highly recommend, if you're on a Mac and you're into productivity and all that sort of stuff, check out Raycast. I really like it, and I've managed to do it, set up everything that I need to set up for free as well. Oh, and it's a clipboard manager as well. Hyperkey plus a clipboard manager with history, copy and paste becomes amazing. And then on top of that, you can integrate, if you want to, AI tools to help you process data or to turn something into a different format or whatever. It's a very solid thing. So if you work on a Mac, and if you do repeated stuff, then you might be into it. Power Tools or Power Toys, am I thinking of the wrong thing, Kyberspy? I'm thinking of the official Microsoft thing that you download it and it gives you window management and stuff like that. Well, I just learned you can open apps on the taskbar in Windows 11 with the Win key and 0, 1, 2, 3, depending on the location on the taskbar. That's cool. That's interesting. So, HughTV, who changed their data when it comes to things? WaterFox? Oh, right, Firefox, right. So Zen appears to be a forked version of Firefox that's been skinned to look like Arc, and it's open source. iSilver, they can be used, I believe, for anything. You have to be on a Mac though. But check out Raycast. Maybe look at some online tutorials and see if it's up for you. That's Power Toys, right? Cool. Power Toys is the one I use to remap my caps lock key. Cool. There you go. I'm on a Mac. Aye, it's dynamite. If I was currently on a Mac, I would show it off, but I'm not, so I can't. I can see HyperKey settings being built into macOS 27. It's become such a common setup. I can see if Apple had their shit together, they should just buy Raycast and integrate it. But I hope they don't, because Raycast seem to be making decisions that I wouldn't trust Apple to make. Raycast seems it's for power users, whereas I think if Apple bought Raycast, they would dilute it right down and remove quite a bit before they gave it to normie users. Quicksilver was the OG. Aye. Do you know, there's nothing... I really like Raycast. I really like it. There's nothing in Alfred or Quicksilver that I miss. And Raycast does tons more as well. So only been using it for about a week. But big thumbs up, man. It's it's totally replaced Spotlight for me. And I think it's coming to Windows quite soon as well. So that's all rather exciting, isn't it? That's all pretty cool. Anyway. Raycast Companion AI. I don't think you need the Companion AI. Let me see. So it has to be on a Mac, which is a bit pish. I'm on a Windows waitlist. So this is a Raycast app. And basically, it's lots of things in one. So it can do AI stuff. It's got a good emoji manager, because the emoji manager on a Mac often doesn't work for me. Aye. So go onto the website, download it for here. I don't think it's in the App Store. There's an iOS version as well, but I've not used that. I think that's paid for. But try it out. Try it out. I'm pretty sure if there's shortcuts in Ableton that you use, like Command N for new thing or something like that, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to map that to this. But this does lots of other things as well. So what's the shortcut key called again? It's not a snippet. Hotkeys and aliases, that's it there. So hotkeys and aliases, you can also set that up with like the magic key thing that I've got set up as my caps lock, and it's pretty good. For me, the most exciting thing is snippets and quick links. So quick links is cool. Quite often in work, I need to search an image database, right? So I've got access to Getty images, and I've got access to BBC images, and I use them 20, 30 times a day, every time I'm in work. And what's cool, thanks to the feature on Raycast called Quick Links, is I've set up a shortcut. So now, well, here's how I used to do it. I used to double click my browser, wait till that comes up, click on the address bar, type in getty.com, wait for that to load, click on the search bar, type in my search term, hit enter, that would give me the search results. Now I don't need to do that. Now I've built a wee shortcut where I can just press Command and Space, regardless to where I am anywhere on the computer. I can type GE for Getty, then I press Tab, then I type in what I'm looking for, and I hit enter, and it just brings it up for me, because I've set up the search term command thing to do all of that. So I've set it up for Getty, set it up for BBC Images, and there's a couple other just quality of life things that I've set up throughout my computer for like various repeat tasks or processes or whatever. But I check out, if you're a Mac person and if you're into just fucking trying to do things differently, check out Raycast. I hope they don't become evil and I hope I can continue to use it for a long time without having to set up some sort of subscription or whatever. Where are we? So I would quite like to plug my laptop in and show you some of the shortcuts that I've set up, but I can't really, because there's lots of Windows users like that. I can control my window management. It is different. It's a wee bit different. It's just really nicely wrapped and stuff. Upload more likely by Alfred, I think. Is Alfred still alive? It's closer to the system and presentation. I think I had a license for Alfred, so it's been cheap to upgrade. There's a couple of plugins for it that are they're very key to my Mac setup. Cool. I can't remember why I stopped using Alfred. It's maybe a compatibility thing, or maybe I can't remember. The Mac OS emoji menu is fucking shite. It really is, Shaggus. I one day just lost access to it. I'm pressing the button down and I don't have access to it anymore. I've not looked up how to get back into it, but this Raycast app does it all for me and it's really good. Really like it. DuckDuckGo uses exclamation mark commands too. I bang commands or whatever. I often use bang Gmail or bang YouTube, etc. I love wee optimizations and shortcuts like that. It's really good. Anyway, I set up emptying my trash with command and space. I use it so much. Cool. A good thing in Raycast as well is you can have a wee command. It's already built in. You don't need to set up yourself, which deletes the most recently downloaded thing in your downloads folder. And I've been using that a lot more than what I thought I would. So now I don't need to go into Finder, go to downloads, delete the thing, because my downloads folder will just be massive. If I know for a fact that the most recent thing should be deleted, I can just do it. And it's filled with wee tiny, wee good things like that. I highly recommend it. It's better than any of the alternatives for me anyway. And it's new and the kind of good. So I'm into it. I want to see if I can set it up with... I want to look into MCPs. Do you know about an MCP server? Which is like a server that an LLM can use to then perform actions and stuff. So you can configure it with one of them. And I want to get my own... I want to allow HAL to be able to do things, you know, send emails and all of that. But that's something for a different time. I've just downloaded it. It does look nice. Holding you responsible if it goes tits up. Have a wee shot. If or when you get stuck, there's videos on YouTube in it. Don't pay for it unless you know that you need the paid version. I still haven't paid for it and I'm using it really good. I think the only way you need to pay for it is if you want to sync your settings over multiple computers or if you want to use all the AI stuff that's built in. But give it a wee shot. Let me know how you're getting on. Control Shift Alt Windows and L. Jesus Christ, that's the full left-hand side of my keyboard. Opens up LinkedIn just because Microsoft own it. That's brutal, man. Have you played around with any yet? No, but I keep seeing it coming up in my feed. What is it? Is it kind of like Comfy UI and stuff, where it's like a tool that you can operate LLMs and give them the ability to do things? Kind of like what I've just been speaking about with the servers. I need to spend some time looking into that. And I also need to spend time looking into something called Nano Banana. Do you know about Nano Banana? It sounds like some form of Slate. But Google has just launched Gemini 2.5 Flash Image, right? Which has had the code name Nano Banana for a long time. Let me just make sure I'm not going to dox anything. The model has a limited free quota for testing. To generate images beyond the limit or use a model in your projects, use the Gemini API. Okay. So, I thought I would come on and we can use Gemini Banana, right? And Gemini Banana is a brand new image to text thing, right? So will we try and use it here today, here, right now, just now? So what I'm going to do is, and this might not work because I don't even know if I'm on the right website for it. I'm going to take a picture of myself. Okay, I've just taken a picture of myself. And then I'm going to, can I just paste it for the clipboard? I can. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Start creating media in Google AI Studio. By using this feature, you confirm that you have the necessary... I've got the rights, man. How should we alter this image? Let's say... replace the untidy parts of the background with a cutting edge, impressive Twitch studio setup filled with interesting CRTs, technology, cool shit, really amazing and impressive Twitch stream setup, right? So let's just see. I've not used this before. I'm using it live for the first time. Oh, good. An internal error has occurred. Cool, man. Failed to generate permission denied. Please try again. Well, that didn't work, did it? Try again. Nah. Any ideas? Any ideas? Ah, well. Outhang, thank you very much. Your vertical YouTube stream is just the Elgato logo. Thank you very much for letting me know about that. I think it's a bit too late for me to fix now. What I will do is vertical. There we go. Thanks for letting me know about that. Is it because I typed Twitch? Nah. Do you think? I mean, it should then tell me. Replace the untidy parts of the background with cutting-edge, impressive streaming studio setup filled with interesting, really cool, impressive streaming. Did I swear? Cool stuff. Fucking, you can't even hit enter. You need to click the button. Nah, it's just not into it. It's just not into it. Oh well. Generate media. Save your conversation in Google Drive. No, man. Cancel. Use temporary chat. Failed to generate content. Permission denied. Gemini native image. Is this the banana thing? Paste. And then let's see what happens just when I upload an image. From a desktop, upload image. And then what if I search for myself on my desktop? Oh man, it's so much better using this. No. It's an MKV file. 2 wee seconds, everybody. Here is a PNG file here. I found a PNG file of my old stream setup and I was sitting just doing a test. So that'll do. Replace untidy parts of the background with cutting edge impressive stream setup filled with CRTs, all that. Oh, this looks different. Nope, an internal error has occurred. That's some bogus bullshit, isn't it? Your work is currently not being set. I don't want to enable Google Drive. You can't, man. How's about you make the thing work and then I might enable Google Drive? Absolute dicks. Well, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. And every time I've done that, it looks as if it's using some tokens as well, so that's good, isn't it? I bet the upload has to come from Google Drive. Dicks, man. You're blacklisted, I'm maybe. I think when I used Google Vision for something last year, I needed to set up some sort of storage for it to use in the cloud before it did anything. This looks much more slick though, so take that with a pinch of salt. Well, it's given me options. See, just because it gave me like bogus generic error 5 or something. Insert assets such as images, videos or folders. Allow select or upload a file in Google Drive, or upload a file, or upload an image, or take a photo. Take a photo. Well, my Camlink Pro's not working. Isn't AI wonderful? Doesn't it all just work? Camlink Pro 4. Allow while visiting the site. No recording devices available. Why is use that image then? See this image here that I've already downloaded? Already got? Right, let's try again. Let's just try again. Generate media. Right? Create clips and animate images using generative video. I don't think that's the new thing though, is it? I think the new thing is just this though. And then I'm going to upload a file and you don't see my desktop. It's asking me to sign in even though I'm already signed in. So I went to upload a file. It's just like, could you sign in? And I did. Right. So what I'm going to do is I happen to have an image of John Connor's wee ginger pal here. Right. Although he might be considered a child and it doesn't support the editing of images of children. I'll try it anyway. The two grown men fight. Run. And just internal error. Permission denied. Please try again. It's permission just is infuriating. You're not allowed. Internal error. I'm assuming they're being hit with some amount of pish. Let's go to generate media. Let's go to chat. Generate an image of John Connor's wee pal from T2. Nah, just everything is erroring out. So I'm assuming there's I'm on Google Chrome. Don't have any plugins. What a big waste of time. What a colossal waste of time. Ah well, hey ho. Hey ho. Listen everybody, I'm going to bounce, right? Because I've got to the bottom of the list of stuff that I want to tell you about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raid a very wonderful friend of mine. He's called B. Dolan. And I'm just double checking his username. No, I always get it wrong. But hey, guess what? Later on tonight, there is going to be people playing a game. I'm going to be playing Peak. Everybody else is going to be playing Peak. And I'm going to be doing it, I think, on stream. So I might see tonight kind of like 7-ish, half 7-ish. Around about that sort of time. See how it goes. My mission between now and then is to get my main actual camera working so that I don't need to stream for this wee lesser camera between now and then. Listen, everybody, keep it real, take it easy. All the very best to each and every one of you. My name's James Houston, Houston's Boosting. Everything's a work in progress, right? We're ramping it all back up to be a good thing. That's me done everything I would like to do for now, except the magic trick. I think I messed up. I don't think that was good. I don't think that was good. Listen, everybody, I will see you probably about 7:30 or 8 o'clock tonight. Also, everything's good and all that. Don't worry about anything bad. All bad things, it's all lies. Don't even worry about it. Everything's actually lovely and all right. I'll see you when I see you. In the meantime, it's B. Dolan. Ta-ta.